Hey everybody, Halloween is almost upon us. It's my favorite time of the year. You get together with your friends, drink way too much, and hand out free candy to all your neighbor kids. My son, in particular, will be collecting his free candy from my neighbors, dressed up as Link from Legend of Zelda, which is what this video is about. He decided he wanted to be Link, so I said, okay, off to the thingiverse we go. Sure enough, there's the Master Sword and the shield, ready for us to come 3D print. No cheap costume store props for us, man. No way. We're doing it right. And so let's go print this sucker right now. So the sword is done printing. Now the real fun begins. It was supposed to be 6 pieces. Mine turned into 7 pieces because this piece here was supposed to print standing up like that, and I knew that there was no way that was going to work very well, or it would look hideous underneath because of all the supports holding it up. So I split it in half this way and printed it as 2 halves. So I'm going to take those 2 halves and glue them back together and then try to hide the seam as good as I can. The other nice thing about that is these little wings here are really strong now, so I'm not worried about them bunking into something and breaking off. If this was printed in layers going up like this thing would just snap right off probably, so this will probably work pretty good. Now the blade, I've already kind of temporarily attached these together. This is 3 pieces. You can see the seams here. And then there's one more piece to the blade. It looks like this. Then this piece. And the handle, which go like this. Which you can't see. Like this. Okay. Now the only problem I had while printing this, other than one clog that caused me to have to start a piece over again, is this handle right here. You can see most of the way up it slipped. The handle itself was still attached to the print bed, so I suspect that the printer skipped a step or two while it was printing. I'm not entirely sure because it finished the print perfectly, but it moved over a little bit. And it feels well attached there, so I don't think it's going to fall off. So I'm just going to try to sand that down and make it smooth so you can't really notice it so much. And this is for a Halloween costume. It doesn't have to be perfect. So you can see the thing I don't like the most about this is this little tab right here. That is supposed to hold the thing together. I mean, come on. That's really weak. Look how much extra space there is in there. They could have made that thing 3 times the size or a better shape, but that's so thin it just snapped right off. That's not going to hold a sword blade together. Come on. This is supposed to be a weapon. Even if you're not actually whacking stuff with it, it at least has to hold itself together long enough to carry it around. What I've done is put some metal pieces in there, just a couple pins. Which I'm going to glue into place when I'm ready. That should give a little bit of extra strength. I mean, I'm not saying it's going to be perfect, but it's got to at least arrive until Halloween gets here. Got little grooves cut out here like this, so these pieces can go on here, hold the handle together. So what I'm going to do is acetone glue these together with my ABS glue here, and several of these clamps, and hope that holds it together well enough. We'll find out. A little bit of acetone in there. Just shoved them together, and you can see it's squeezing out the crack actually. So as you can see here, the piece is glued on, but there are some ugly seams and cracks. So what I'm going to try now to fill those is something called friction welding. I found that my rotary tool here, aka Craftsman, not Dremel. You can see the 3mm filament that I use actually fits right in there. So what you do is you just take a short piece of this and stick it in there like a drill bit and spin it in there and it'll melt right into the cracks. It's not pretty, but the crack is filled in. I could sand that down a little bit later and it'll look pretty nice, I think. The sword is done. Wow. Gave it a nice coat of silver on the blade, pearlescent blue on the handle, a little touch of gold with clear coat on top, and you can still see the print lines. I'm not sure if you can see that. Yeah, there you go. You can see it. I didn't sand it quite as smooth as I could have, but this is supposed to be a costume prop, so if I was trying to make one as a decoration for my wall, I might spend a little more time on it, but it turned out pretty awesome. I'm impressed, actually. This thing's cool. I kind of want to keep it for myself, but I don't think my son would be having that, even though this thing is a little bit large for a child, so had I known that, I might have scaled it down a little before printing, but it'll be fun to see him try to drag this around, so let's get him in here and see what he thinks. It's dangerous to go alone. Take this. Alright, I think he likes it. So, thanks for watching. I guess I better get busy making that shield now. Don't forget to click the subscribe button, click the like button, click the hate me button, whatever button, just click some buttons, whatever makes you happy, and I'll see you next time.